What's going on, hockey fans? What's going on, Jets fans? Welcome back to another video here on Peg City Hockey. As the trade deadline looms, as the closer we get to Monday, lots of stuff are starting to happen around the NHL. We have seen a boatload of moves being made today, including some really big ones regarding a longtime captain of the Philadelphia Flyers, Claude Giroux. He was shipped out today to the from the Philadelphia Flyers to the Florida Panthers in exchange for Owen Tippett, a 2024 first-round pick, and a 2023 third. That's a really big trade going there. As well over to the Panthers is a 5th round pick, Connor Berman, and German Rabutsov. So yeah, big trade there happening in the Eastern Conference. Longtime captain going over to Florida. Florida is really going all in on a cup run this year, and frankly, I'm all for it. They were my cup winners last year in my bracket, and I really like them this year as well. They are a really versatile team that can kill you in a lot of different ways. Really like the Panthers this year. But the other big move happening is between the Ducks and the Boston Bruins, who actually have implications on the Winnipeg Jets around their rumors with Andrew Copp, which we will get to in just a moment. But yes, the Boston Bruins have acquired defenseman Hampus Lindholm and Cody Curran from the Anaheim Ducks in exchange for a 2022 first-round pick, a 2023 second-round pick, a 2024 second-round pick, and Urho Vakanainen and John Moore. So a big package there for the Ducks and Boston Bruins. I think Hampus Lindholm is really going to help put Boston over the edge. I really like him. He's a really good young two-way defenseman who has a lot of experience. He's not so young anymore, honestly, but he's still got a lot to offer and is a very skilled defenseman. I think Boston, they might have given up a bit, honestly, when you think about it, especially when you look at a first and 2 seconds, as well as Urho Vakanainen, who's a pretty decent prospect as well. So it's a lot to give up, but Hampus Lindholm is the real deal. I think he's really going to help Boston become even more of a juggernaut out there in the Eastern Division. As well as we have a depth move going on between the Wild and Ducks again. Nicholas Delarose is going over to the Wild in exchange for a third-round pick. I actually really like this move for the Wild. He's going to be really good for the playoffs. You know, you can put him in tough situations. He'll fight. He'll get the crowd going. He's got a lot of energy. He's good in front of the net. He can score you some goals. He's a tough player. And when it comes to the playoffs, you may not want a guy like Delarose drawing every single game per se, but he's really good to have in certain situations and for certain matchups. I think he's going to be a really good addition to that team for the depth-wise and for the room, and we've seen additions like that help really push teams in the playoffs, and that could really be an underrated one when we leave this deadline for the Wild going into this playoff run. But what we're going to talk about right now is referring over to a Sportsnet article that was literally published, if I'm not mistaken, about 20 minutes ago, talking about Canadian rumors and the roundup, so basically on what's going on between the Jets, Oilers, Canucks, and Ottawa Senators. We're going to refer down to the conversation heating up between Andrew Copp. It looks like Chevy is finally starting to take some serious calls on him, and we could see the forward being moved within the next 24 hours possibly. Now, I don't necessarily think it will happen within the next 24 hours, especially with the game against Chicago tomorrow, tomorrow. I'm uploading this today, excuse me. Lots to really think about there, but if you had to put my money where my mouth is, Andrew Copp will not be a Winnipeg Jet past Monday. I really believe that, and I think the market has really shown to be, if you've got players to sell that are good, the good teams will pay high prices for them. So Andrew Copp is a must in my opinion. Remember, this is a guy that we drafted all the way back in the 4th round. And when you further this article right here, for considering we drafted him in the 4th round, 71 points in 109 games is pretty damn great, especially when you go and look over at his advanced stats as well. I'll pull them up real quick. Look at those advanced stats. They're solid everywhere. He's the perfect modern day utility man. You can play him anywhere. He can score goals. He can kill penalties, power plays. Like I've said before, if I'm a cup contending team, I want a guy like Andrew Copp coming in at the deadline. I think he's the perfect price tag, as well as that he's not going to pay such a premium compared to some of the other guys on the market. Andrew Copp could literally be, the secret piece that a team needs to really be pushed over the edge because of how versatile he is. You're not just necessarily filling one role with Andrew Copp. You're bringing in a guy that can do a little bit of everything and help just make you better than you already are. So I really think that will be an underrated move that happens at the deadline, but almost a guaranteed one at this point, that Andrew Copp will no longer be a Winnipeg Jet past Monday. And when you go and look over his stats, right, like I said, 4th round pick, 104th overall in the 2013 entry draft. He has been nothing but solid and only gotten better, really being a solidified third-line player with Adam Lowry for a large part of his career. He's proven in the playoffs as well, he can get you points. In the 2017-18 run, he wasn't as, of a point getter as much, but he was out there making great plays. Defensively, he was really sound as well. So this is a guy that has experience, can play in the clutch, and has also just really been a good player overall the last couple of seasons. Like I said, look at his development over the last 2 seasons. seasons with 39 points, a career high last year, and at 32 points this year with still the same amount of games played. So he's on track to passing his point totals, getting a 40-point season. I think Andrew Copp is definitely a very valuable player going into this now. And like we've already said, though, Andrew Copp is going to be one of the more valuable guys. And like I said, going back to the article, you're going to see the Boston Bruins, the New York Rangers, and the Colorado Avalanche are going to be the teams extensively pushing for Andrew Copp. But the thing is, if you already remember, going back to what we already talked about, the Boston Bruins have already traded away a first-round pick, and 2 second-round picks to acquire Hampus Lindholm. So they necessarily don't have that many assets left. But at the same time, they do have a lot of assets that the Jets would be interested in acquiring. When you go and take a look over at the Boston Bruins cap friendly and take a look at their draft picks over the next 3 years, they still have a first-round pick in next year's draft. They don't have a second, but they have a third. They have a fourth, they have a fifth, a sixth, and a seventh. They actually have a lot of draft picks next year in the draft still. I don't know if they're going to necessarily want to part ways with back-to-back first-round picks in both years, but considering that this is kind of their last couple years with this core group trying to make another cup appearance, I really think that they're going to go all in. So I really think that 2023 first-round pick could be in play from the Boston Bruins in acquiring Andrew Copp. I really think that will be what the Jets might focus around acquiring, is that first-round pick, and then maybe a okay player to play from the bottom six, someone that can, fill in right now and can help kind of retool and help make us better potentially next year when the season starts up. Because I don't think the Jets want to, push a ton of youth, and I say that ironically because they need to succeed, obviously. But the third line, they're going to want to fill it with some more experienced guys that can score and be proven point getters in that bottom six forward group. So I don't know exactly who they'd take from Boston. Looking at it right now, it's honestly, I have no clue. But yeah, I'd be interested to see what happens with those conversations. But that 2023 third definitely would be in play, in my opinion, if Andrew Copp was available from Boston. And when you go and look at Colorado, it's the same thing. They have their first round pick next year as well, and the Rangers have a lot of draft picks left still, as well as their Jets fourth round pick this year, as well as their first this year. They have a lot of assets to trade, honestly, and if they're looking to make a push this year, Andrew Copp really could be a versatile player to help really solidify that team together, even though they're already pretty damn good. So there's a lot of stuff going on right now with Andrew Copp. A lot of rumors breaking, a lot of big teams interested, and we're already seeing a lot of other trades being made as well. So at the end of the day, I necessarily don't know what's going to happen with Andrew Copp. I definitely think he will be traded, but honest to God, I don't know where he will go. A lot of these teams have the assets the Jets are going to be looking for. They're going to want to trade Andrew Copp, even though he's a guy you would like to sign. In reality, if you're taking calls at this point, you know that those conversations aren't going to really heat up, or happen at all. So I really think that trading Andrew Copp right now is the smart pick. Get some picks for the future, Bring in someone that might be okay, or a younger player that's ready to go right now. Plug him in, see what happens. When you think about it, Andrew Copp is a guy that we drafted in the fourth round in 2013. In 466 games, all of those games played with the Winnipeg Jets, he's got 181 points. A fourth round pick with 181 points in 466 games, and you can trade him potentially for a first round pick. I've said this a little bit in the recent videos. That's the perfect ribbon bow on top of a present of gifting it to a team, saying that this is how we develop our players. We take a guy in the fourth round, we develop into some depth, we give him opportunity, he takes advantage of that opportunity, becomes a decent top six option, and we can now bundle him at the deadline when we can't keep him anymore for a first round pick. I got nothing but respect for Andrew Copp. He's given a lot of time to the Winnipeg Jets. He has been a Jet since 2014-15, playing one game then. And the year after, in 2015-16, he was playing 77 games and hasn't played anything less than 55 games last year and this year currently. He's been nothing but consistent for us and a great player. Trading him now sucks, but at the end of the day, if we can't keep him, get whatever we can and rebuild for the future. Andrew Copp's a very valuable piece. The Jets need to move him. But again, that's just my opinions. Let me know what yours are from a fan to another fan. I'd love to hear what your guys' thoughts are on all these rumors surrounding Andrew Copp as of late. In the current Winnipeg Jets playoff standings, I believe they're at a 5% chance now at making the playoffs after that loss last night. Yeah, they're in a rough spot. It looks like the selling is going to be their path of direction now. We haven't really had an idea for a while. They've been waiting to go to the wire. It finally looks like selling will be the way things go by the sound of the rumors. So let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. As always, make sure to follow all the links down in the description, as well as sign up for a BetUS account today. BetUS is one of the top online sports booking websites, as well as online casinos, horse racing, and so much more. If you are a player that likes to bet on sports, put your money where your mouth is. Sign up for a BetUS account today. Use code PIGS to get 125% cash deposit on your first deposit of $100 or more. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace, love, and positivity as always. Have a great rest of your day. Go Jets, go! And bye-bye.